Providence Television International, the game changer, taking you to the outer limits of television.
Welcome to the program, The Road to the 2027 elections. I am Ugbebo Ikekwa.
And I am Emmanuel Egariwa. Welcome to the program. It's going to be quite interesting today. Thank you.
Actually, there's been a lot happening in the political scene, as you would agree. We'll be starting off today with a verdict from the Federal High Court as regards the timelines that INEC set for the elections. Let us go to that story. INEC's timelines on party primaries, nomination of candidates voided by a Federal High Court in Abuja. Trial Judge Justice Mohammed Umar, in his judgment, set aside INEC's May 10th deadline, giving parties until September 2026 to submit membership registers as a condition for qualifying to participate in the general elections. Justice Umar further held that by provisions of Section 32 of the Electoral Act 2026, INEC does not possess the statutory power to publish the final list of candidates for the 2027 general election before the 60 days minimum period prescribed by the law.
Well, I think for the first time, I don't know really, but I think for the first time, INEC is being put in its proper place by the courts, all right? Arbitrariness is being waved aside, obviously. And a lot of people are happy about this, particularly because they now know, and I think that's one of the main issues in that judgment. People now know that, yes, they have a window of opportunities to move from one party to the other before September, for example. That also means that those who lost, and there are quite many, particularly in APC, those who lost now have the opportunity to cross over to other parties. And that's why there's going to be a harvest of defections very shortly. NDC is talking about it, ADC is talking about it, some other parties are talking about it, but mainly NDC and ADC. I think they are quite happy about the decision of the court. But again, look at the parties one by one. I think it's only the NDC now that has foreclosed the issue of the presidential primary election. Okay? Because Peter Obi had no contender. He was the only one that was screened. So obviously that has been foreclosed. But the others are still grouping. PDP, in fact, was hit because there are three factions. Even though people are trumpeting that former President Jonathan should come on board, he is having clay feet at the moment. Because he's also sure he knows that that's not going to be to his advantage if he has to align with one of the parties within the party, as it were. APC, they've not done the screening. I understand that there has been a large body of people who are going to screen. And I think who are those going to be screened really outside the President Tinubu? It's I think that's a foregone conclusion. But they just want to follow due process, just like the NDC did. And I think that's good for democracy. Okay, so there's a huge window of opportunities for people who have lost. I mean, for instance, in Delta, our next door neighbor here, there have been some, I won't say upset really, but there have been some amazing results. I mean, you can imagine Ned Nwoko losing to Okowa, former governor. Okowa, in spite of what is happening in the EFCC and all of that, so he won the primary election. Ned Nwoko scored very badly, but he's complained that there was some kind of irregularities that is going to be within the purview of the party. But the other scenario, look at it. Omo Agege, Deputy Senate President, lost to Dafinone, a sitting Senate rep. In other words, a sitting senator representing Delta State. So it's a big, these are interesting times, I must say. There are many other things that we can talk about, maybe in the course of this program. Many things are happening on a daily basis. But that's why I think we created this program. That a lot of things will happen on the road tonight to 2027. Every day there are things happening. It's like a deluge. So we need to follow up appropriately?
Well, so many people are actually quite happy, not because of the defections that will come, but because they've always said it, that from when Amopiton was made the head of INEC, that there have been issues. And it surprises me that Amopiton, being a professor
Of law.
They did not know the implications of what it did, that the courts had the right to extend instead of bringing it back to that
That's the absurdity. I mean, a lot of eminent lawyers have talked about this, and I want to agree with them, quite frankly. Well, the interesting thing about Amopiton is that he said it himself, that he will wish to conduct an election that will not end in the courts. He said that plainly. So we are hoping that he stands by his words, that after the election, there will be fair weather. All right, it will conduct, in other words, it will conduct a free and fair election, so that the winner will not be produced by the courts. I have always stood by that. Why must election matters go to the courts for settlement? No, at the end of every election, the winner and the losers, in other words, all the combatants, should shake hands and say, yes, we've done well, you've done well, we'll look at our own dynamics next time around. That's the kind of thing that is more beautiful for democracy. And I think that Amopiton, being a professor of law, will know the hiccups in between, and he will abide by what he has said. But the other thing is, if you are moving from one party to another, you are not moving to jump onto another office. I mean, for instance, if you lost the senatorial ticket and you jump to another party, you are still going to contest for the Senate.
For the Senate, exactly.
Yes, it's not as if you are jumping from Senate, you're going to go to the governorship thing. No, that's not allowed by this new pronouncement. All right? And that is why people are suspecting that even Fubara in Rivers, he did not participate in the primaries, for instance. Maybe he knew that he was going to be humiliated, but he stayed calm. But who knows if he's going to jump ship? To a party like, I'm not preempting him, but a party like NDC, where his brother, for instance, is the leader of the party. They are both the Jaws, for instance. Who knows? It's a possibility. Because there's a window, as I've said here, there's a window of opportunities for him, and nothing could stop him, really, except that maybe an impeachment thing will be hanging on his neck again because he's a sitting governor or something. But yeah, but that's what it is. That's what it is, really. And I believe that, well, that judge,
Umar,
Honorable Justice Umar, has done well. I mean,
commendable.
Commendable, yes. It's done very well. The pronouncement is accepted by very many people, really. But as I also said, it has put INEC in check. And I hope that many more like this will come. If INEC is going overboard, the law can stop them. But no, that's not the way. Yes, and you know, of course, that the Electoral Act has been very controversial. Yes. It was done hurriedly, you remember. And a lot of opposition eggheads have been saying, look, there are lacunas in this thing. And look at who brought the case to the court, the Young Party. Yes, from a relatively unknown party. Yes, they said, no.
Something that has to do with youths and...
Youths.
yes.
Most of them will be lawyers.
Definitely.
They know the nitty-gritty. They also know the lacunas and things like that. And the Honorable Justice agreed with them. Yes. And I hope there will be many more to put INEC in check.
All right. In this kind of scenario, we see a kind of big loser thing, party. The APC will definitely be a big loser, because we understand that about 70, just as at the 2 reports that we did yesterday, about 70 of the legislators that they are not going to come back. They lost.
They're not coming back.
They're not coming back.
Yes.
Already, I think about 22 of them already know that they can't come back.
Look, and there could be more.
Yes, based on...
And we now feel that there's an alternative. For instance, I mean, for some of them, it may be a better alternative. Yes, I mean, they are allowed to say that.
Yes.
They are permitted by law to say that and to abide by what their mind is telling them. Look at a guy like, what's his name again? You remind me, Okada rider.
Donatus Martin.
Donatus Martin from Kaduna. He lost.
Yes, he did.
Lost. But that was the law of karma working against him, because he rode on the back of Peter Obi.
Exactly.
For the last election. He won, an Okada rider.
Yes.
He got into the House of Reps. Then he jumped ship He jumped ship, okay? And he went to APC.
Yeah.
APC didn't give him any chance.
Any chance at all?
So he lost. So a guy like that will probably want to try his luck somewhere. Look at our own Neda here.
Yes,
in
exactly,
Maswa.
from the LP.
From the LP. He was in LP. He jumped to APC.
Exactly.
He lost. In fact, his loss was even very dramatic. He said his people were not even allowed to vote in the first place.
That's true.
You know, that the
That was what we heard.
conducted
Yes.
the election said, no, you don't have any chance here. We already know who our candidate is or whatever.
Okay.
So he said it openly on national television. So he lost.
Yeah.
So a guy like that will not pitch his camp with APC anymore. I'm sure of that.
Exactly.
He probably will look for his fortune somewhere else. Look at this Nollywood boy. What's his name? In Lagos.
Exactly. The member of the House
The
of
member
Assembly.
of the House of Assembly,
Yes.
Desmond Elliott.
Elliot.
Yes. The same thing. They did not allow him to participate appropriately.
Yes.
He lost out. He cried out, but to who? Because he too has been pitching his camp honestly somewhere. So for a guy like that, he might also want to go to another party.
No, definitely.
Right.
He would go to another party.
Yes.
Well, so much to unfold. Talking about going to other parties, this is what has always been in the news anyway. Senator Natasha clinches PDP Kogi Central Senatorial ticket. But, you know, the funny thing about it is that the APC candidate, the person who won, is of all individuals, Yahya Bello.
It's a pity that I don't know why APC had to do this. Yeah, because there's an EFCC thing hanging on his neck. And why do you allow somebody with that kind of burden to be the one to represent the party in a major election against a very formidable opponent? Very formidable.
Exactly.
Yes, Natasha is formidable. In
Yes.
fact, people were saying before now that she could easily have gone for the governorship election in Kogi State. But I think the young woman believed that, yeah, she can do a lot within the purview of the Senate. She has won.
Yes.
Yes, she has
Exactly.
won. And people are happy with her. In other words, she's now going to pitch with Yahya Bello. It will be a battle royale,
Exactly.
all right?
She actually took a swipe at the APC, as in of all the individuals. Well,
Yes.
let's see.
Yeah, you thought she even taunted.
Yes.
She taunted them. She taunted Yahya Bello, and all of that. I don't know why APC had to do that. Even though, again, there were protests from within APC.
Yes.
Yes, there were protests that, look, this is not the kind of scenario that we wish for.
Exactly.
But you know, in politics, anything can happen, particularly in a country such as ours. Anything can just happen.
Would you agree? Because you just said something that there were protests even within the APC.
Yes, there were.
Like other
protests.
parties have been having their protests, we know them. They've been having their issues, rather. We know them. Do you think that the APC is presently having crisis within?
People are complaining shortly after the primaries. They complained. They've been complaining. Amagege complained.
Okay.
Ned Nwoko complained, and so many others across. They have been complaining within APC. Neda, for instance, complained. He's a member of APC.
Okay.
So there are moments of crisis all over the place. But I think that the mechanism within the party can easily look at that. How their emotions can be assuaged. For example, you know, politicians will tell you, oh no, you have lost, they will give you something else. You know, that kind of thing. I mean, incidentally, the case of Edo is still hanging.
Yeah.
It's still hanging. There has been no pronouncement, really. I hope that by the time people are watching this, something will have been done concretely. But it's still hanging. National Working Committee of the APC has to say something worthwhile so that people can rest on their horse.
Okay. Still looking at this issue of Natasha having to face Yahya Bello. It just suddenly brought something to mind. Presently, we've been witnessing, just like we're going to witness so many defections, we've been witnessing this issue of consensus candidates. What's your take on this?
Now, the law says two ways. I mean, through primaries or through consensus. I believe that the consensus arrangement will work better. First of all, it's cheaper. It's more turbulent. For instance, I mean, let's take the example of ADC.
Okay.
There are three major contenders there. Atiku, the other gentleman from the north, and Amechi. Okay? Amechi is the only one from the south. He has been trumpeting it, really, that power must come to the south. All right. Now, if there's a consensus agreement, it means that the party leadership and the hierarchy must call these three gentlemen together. We know your strength, we know your weakness, so this is the way to go, they will agree. If unnecessary ambitions are not involved, because I think that is the undoing of a party like ADC at the moment. Okay? Now, the leadership of the party must be strong to be able to do that. And I'm sure that if somebody else came alongside Peter Obi, NDC could just have done the same thing. I said, look, gentlemen, let us sit down and decide who to take.
Okay.
You know your strength. In fact, if the contenders are many, say 4, 5, or even 6, they can do a mini election within themselves.
Yeah.
Because they know themselves anyway. If there are 4 or 5 people in combat, you know the strongest. Of course, obviously you know the weakest.
Exactly.
Naturally, you vote for yourself. Yeah, but you also vote for some other people. So at the end, there will be an aggregate of discourse. That will lead the leadership into taking the right decision. You're not going to spend money as such. A consensus agreement. You're not going to, because the people on equal terms, maybe when it comes to finance and all that, somebody who could purchase the farm for 100 million, what are you going to use to bribe him?
Okay.
For example. So they must serve on an even keel, all right? But when you go into direct, what do you call it now? Direct primaries.
Primaries, yes.
All the registered members will come.
Definitely.
That is where you have Naira following all over the place and dollars flowing all over the place. You remember what happened in Edo State some time ago?
Exactly.
Then of course you have the other indirect when you have the delegates. People will leave their hotel to go and price cars
Yes.
at Sapler Road. Because it happened now. I mean, obviously it happened. We all saw it. No, they will dish out money. The next thing they will go there, they'll go and get a car or something. Yes, direct or indirect primary. But when you come to consensus, it should be agreeable. It will be less turbulent. And I believe that for a climb, for a political climb like ours, I think that's better. In more advanced countries, you don't talk about consensus really. You do, but in a more refined manner.
Okay.
Yes, in a more refined manner. But here, let's experiment with it, and that's why the law says either this or consensus, which is legitimate anyway.
Okay. It will also bring me to another matter that I might want to know if it is legitimate to you. Let us still go back to this Okada rider legislator. He actually left. Please, could we have a picture of him? The Okada rider legislator. He actually he got there on the platform of the LP, and then he moved over to the APC. And then just when he expected that, yes, he will be accepted, the next thing he was dropped. It brings us to this issue of defections. How, from the ambit of the law, how do you look at this issue of defections?
You see, it's been abused many times.
Okay.
But their escape route is that, look, they are going from a party that has been divided in so many ways. That always gives them an edge. Okay. I mean, for instance, in the case of Labour Party, we had the Abure faction, we had all kinds of factions. The case even went to the Supreme Court. So there were divisions within the party. That's exactly what is even happening now to PDP, by the way. So if you say that, yes, that can be an excuse, and the law accepts that, if there is a problem within the party you're living, yes, because of that you can go to another party. Yes, it's allowed. But in the case of the Okada rider, it deserves our pity, really. Pity in quote. Because he was Mr. Nobody. Yes, and he got somewhere. To God be the glory he won. But thinking that he could continue with APC, he was disappointed. Exactly. He was extremely disappointed. Yes, and I'm sure that right now he must be licking his wounds.
Okay, in the past we've seen a situation where sitting deputy governors, especially, would decide, or maybe even governors, would decide to defect to another party. Senators, lawmakers, they do it all the time. And they will move with that position. How legal is this?
No, but people have often talked about this. That's why I said it's abused. It's abused. It's been abused for a long, long time. In other words, what should happen really is that immediately you move, then you lose your seat.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Immediately it happens, you lose your seat. Particularly when you have no genuine reason to leave. except perhaps for some pecuniary reasons and all of that. You should. And then, of course, INEC will conduct a fresh election. But who obeys laws in this country anyway?
No.
Legislators who make the law, they are the ones who break the laws.
Okay.
Yes. They easily break the laws, okay? So who respects the law? I mean, and democracy, you must know this, democracy thrives on the rule of law.
Yes.
Yes. If there's no rule of law, then democracy does not exist. Because the constitution, which guides democracy, is the ground norm. Yes, as we say in law, is the ground norm, is the supreme law. Yes, ground norm is a German word, which means the supreme law. Yes, the ground norm, it must be respected. Yes, because when a president is being sworn in, 2 oaths, oath of allegiance and oath of office, allegiance to the Constitution. Yes, it's very important. But here, we just, I don't know, it's a very lawless situation.
And with the present verdict, we're going to see a whole lot of defections. So the issue of the legality...
It's going to be a harvest. That's why the opposition is happy.
Yes.
For instance, they will have easily gone against the judgment. But they are happy because it's going to be a harvest.
Exactly.
Harvest from... And again, there will be issue of moles. Yes, you can be sure of that.
Yeah.
There will be moles who will say, yes, I've lost out in the other party. Now let me join you. They have to be careful.
Okay.
Yes. The parties that will accept this defector should be very, very careful. So we don't have implants of moles and all sorts of people.
Okay, before we go to our next story, there's a question that I'm going to ask. From your opinion, should governance or political positions be hereditary? Well, before you give me that answer,
I don't know what you mean by it. I'm sorry, you are referring to.
I'm referring to
the case in Delta State.
The case in Delta State.
But that's not even hereditary.
Okay.
It's coming from you to. Well, okay, maybe in a way. Let's use it metaphorically speaking. We have the case of 3 former governors, Ibori,
yes,
Uduaghan, and Okowa, who succeeded themselves almost back to back.
Yes,
I remember.
Yes,
Ibori has a daughter in the House of Reps thing. She won the primaries. Now, Uduaghan and Okowa, House of Assembly.
Exactly.
2 of them.
Yes.
So, what it means is that there is some kind of continuity in government. But the threshold is the major election. Who knows the people that will be representing the other parties? You could have stronger opponents, right? And that's where fairness comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, if the elections are free and fair and credible, yes, we'll know who is who. Okay? We must know who is who. Okay. I saw something on the social media. I said, you people, particularly thugs and all sorts of people,
yes,
you fight for all these politicians. Look at them now. The people you are fighting for, they are putting their daughters. They are putting their daughters. Yet you are fighting to the death for them. They are putting their daughter because they know their own. Yes. Okay? But that's human nature for you. Exactly. 3 of them. Ibori is higher because his daughter is going to the House of Reps, or rather, he has won the what do you call it? He has won the election, the primary election. Yes. Yes, for APC. They are all for APC, by the way. Yeah, but who knows who the other parties will bring? Yes. The same thing with senatorial. Exactly. Who will ADC bring against Okowa? Who will NDC bring against Okowa? If you have strong opponents, then we have to do some rethink. Exactly. We would have continued with this program, but I've already been given the signal. But you remember our news, one of our news items yesterday. This human rights activist was extremely angry, and she said that politics should be a free and fair thing. As regards Wike, the Minister of the FCT, having to tell the FCT senatorial representative, Kingibe, that she wasn't going to get that position. And I don't know what that means, really. And Q Briggs she wasn't happy about it. No, it's nauseating. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's quite nauseating. Meanwhile, Kingibe is in labor. Exactly. Yes. Well, Labour used loosely. I mean, it's not she's not pregnant, but Labour Party, the Labour Party, that kind of thing. So, but no, it was a very careless statement, very careless, not expected of somebody of his status, right? Because your vote is just one. Exactly. Right. But I understand that this human rights activist, Aisha, is coming in. Senate.
Exactly.
For FCT.
Yes.
Yes, that's the information we have. Yes.
So
Yeah, she's in NDC, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another battle, real battle.
Exactly.
But the question to ask, where is Wike's leg?
Oh.
He has two legs, one in APC, one in PDP. So
exactly.
which one are we going to
We don't really know. Well,
that's why I think that Fubara just left very quietly.
Exactly.
But if he crosses to another party, then there's no stranglehold on him.
It's going to
That's
give
Wike
a rerun for his money.
Yes.
Okay, well, on this note, I want to say it's really been a pleasure, but as is the norm, the CEO has a parting shot.
The parting shot is let us begin to build from now. You could see that there's been some violence, even in the primary elections. You know, we can do that's even within the party. Violence, people destroying things and all that. In other words, we've not really learned our lessons.
Exactly.
These things should be seamless, because if the parties have tension within their electoral process, okay, what are they going to do in the election for 2027? That's why we must begin to sensitize. And this program is quite apt, by the way. The road to 2027. From now till the time of election is going to be, campaigns have not even started, right?
Yes,
They're going to be throwing all kinds of mud at each other. But we will be on top of the game, as usual. And I hope that our politicians, let's reduce talkery.
Okay.
Let's reduce arson. Yes. Let's reduce all those negative things that we have grown used to, so that we can have a seamless exercise. That's my take.
All right. Thank you. And until the next edition of the program, The Road to the 2027 election, I wish you all the best.